In this episode of the Weird and Surprising Facts Show, you are going to discover the origin of that famous American delicacy, the French fry, how a penguin in Scotland's Edinburgh Zoo became a knight. You'll discover what the most visited attraction in all of Europe, where that is, and what that is. And you'll discover the single location where there are more chocolates sold than anywhere else in the world. Hello, Stephen Carter here, your host for the Weird and Surprising Facts podcast, the podcast where you can listen and always have something cool to share. Your family and friends will think you are a fact genius. Find previous episodes at the website weirdandsurprisingfacts.com. Who does not like a tasty French fry? Hamburgers and fries are a staple of the American diet. Surely the French fry must be an American invention? Well, no. Well, if not American, certainly French. That would also be no. French fries have been with us for centuries, and they were invented in Belgium. French fries in Belgium are known as frites, or F-R-I-T-E-S. They were invented in Belgium in the late 1600s. How did they get to the United States? World War I. U.S. soldiers stationed in Belgium during World War I discovered the tasty French fry, and when they returned to the United States, French fries came along for the ride. What about that knighted penguin? It may seem strange that a penguin becomes a knight, but in fact, the Norwegian royalty did in fact knight a penguin. The Norwegian monarchy knighted a penguin who was in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Why? Well, that penguin was a mascot of the Norwegian King's Guard. He was so appreciated by the King's Guard that they arranged to have him knighted, and in 2008, that Scottish penguin became Brigadier Sir Niles Olaf III. Brigadier Sir Niles Olaf III. There's no word about what special treats the knighted penguin received from zookeepers, but he certainly deserved that special recognition, and we hope that the zookeepers treated Sir Niles Olaf III with the appropriate respect he deserved. So, what is the number one most visited attraction in Europe? Perhaps the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, perhaps the Tower of Pisa? Actually, none of those. The Louvre in Paris is the number one most visited attraction on the European continent. In 2019, the Louvre had nearly 10 million visitors. It is the largest museum in the world, and it has some of the most famous pieces of artwork, to include the Mona Lisa. It is the fifth top-rated tourist attraction in the world. An interesting statistic: if you viewed each piece of artwork in the Louvre and spent 30 seconds for each observation, you would spend 200 days viewing the 35,000 pieces of artwork on display. And that is only a small fraction of the more than 500,000 pieces of artwork owned by the Louvre. Obviously, most of those pieces of art are secured, locked up, and not available for public viewing. Are you a lover of chocolates? If so, you are going to want to visit the Brussels airport. Why? Because the Brussels airport is the number one place in the world to buy chocolate. Even outpacing Switzerland, 2 tons of chocolate get sold in the Brussels airport every single day. That works out to 1.5 kilograms or more than 2 pounds every minute. The source for all of the weird and strange facts that we've shared in this episode come from the Unbelievable Facts book. I'll have that citation in the show notes. If you're not yet following or subscribed to the Weird and Surprising Facts podcast, now would be a perfect time to do that. You can subscribe or follow where you get your podcasts. You can also visit our website at weirdandsurprisingfacts.com. I encourage you to drop in conversation the weird and surprising facts you learned in this episode. That way, you are going to impress friends and family. As I mentioned earlier, they are going to think you are a fact genius. If you would like to contact me for any reason, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com, cartermethod@gmail.com. Until our next visit together, I wish for you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.